We are in July 2022. We finish another retreat in Spirit Vine here in Bahia. We have a couple of participants willing to share their experiences. Would you like to introduce yourself, please, briefly?
Sure. My name is Margaret Johnson. I'm from Canada. I came to this retreat for healing because I feel I was stuck in life, and I'm so happy to be here, and I feel I'm renewed. I feel that I'm reborn spiritually. My background is East Indian. I was born in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Moved to India to England, England to Canada. I've lived in Canada for over 50 years now.
My name is Rami. Currently live in Los Angeles, California. I'm originally from Palestine, but I was born in the States. And let's see, so I reached a point in my life where I had to face some things about myself. I saw a recurring pattern. And I was looking originally for something, inner child work, something. I didn't know what exactly I was looking for. And Spirit Vine came up. And I was like, I have never even thought about trying ayahuasca. Like, I would never, it's not in my realm of possibility. To be honest, I was judgmental of people who would do stuff like this.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Why? What was your fantasy about this?
I don't know. I think well, what I've learned about myself since coming here is my addiction to work and my like belief that life is supposed to be about suffering. And so I think I imagine people who take this route as people who want to escape or like think that life is a party and like whatever, they're going to go find themselves, and like I was like, that's not for me. Mm-hmm. But I think I reached a point of desperation and I realized I had to do something different.
And now that you are here, what do you think about it? You can drink ayahuasca and escape about your own issues?
Oh no. What I learned is when you drink ayahuasca, you see yourself clearly and there's no escaping because everything that you see is what you've created. And so it's the deepest clarity and it's the deepest way of knowing yourself and facing yourself. And it's the greatest gift I've ever given myself, I think.
Yeah, ayahuasca is an amplifier. Mm-hmm. So it is what you are already, but bigger, so you can see it finally, and then you decide what I want to do with this. Mm-hmm. Of course, you are learning techniques here to know what to do with that.
Exactly.
Because it's not only to see it and know what.
Yep, exactly.
But the idea you had is like, before coming here, you thought that it was more recreational. Like New Age, having good time, be high.
And to be honest, part of me was like, so what? Maybe I'll go to the rainforest and I'll do some yoga and I'll get high. Like, that sounds nice too. But it was a lot more than that.
A lot better.
A lot better, yeah.
It sounds too much, but it's true.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like already, like, I'm reaching out to all my friends, like, because I know I'm one of many, like, people who are traumatized and experience these things. You surround yourself with people who have similar experiences, and so all of my friends, I'm like, you guys, we have work to do, like, and let me show you how to do it. Like,
you have the belief that Muslim people don't drink ayahuasca.
That's interesting. On this retreat, so I always identify as Muslim, despite like not really practicing for a long time. And on this retreat, I was like, I'm not Muslim.
No, but you didn't say about yourself, like, Muslim people don't drink ayahuasca.
Well, that's definitely true. At least the way that I was taught. Yeah.
No, because we have a lot of Muslim and Jewish people, very religious, coming here and drinking ayahuasca.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
several
amazing
groups.
to me.
Yeah, coming together. Yeah.
And why not?
Well, I imagine that some very religious people probably are against this, but a lot of very religious Muslims are Jewish, come here and drink ayahuasca.
Yeah. My name is Katarina and I live in Amsterdam, but I'm originally from Slovakia, from a small town in the mountains. And my grandma, she really raised me actually in Christianity, so I really believed in God. I was in a gospel band And then when I was 15, I went to a Christian gymnasium, and I completely stopped because I just started questioning all the people and my teachers and even my grandma, because every time something bad happened to her, she blamed the God. And I was like, but God is love. He doesn't want anything bad to happen to you. So I just started having a lot of question marks. And then I started practicing Buddhism when I was 15. And yeah, so I started doing Vipassana, and I really just always had this, I was always drawn to like heal and like different like teaching. So I also started therapy. I was doing psychoanalysis. I have an energy healer. I have an embodiment coach. So I was really, because I think to heal you need a holistic approach. It's just not one part. But I kind of felt I was stuck. And I was also a bit judgmental about ayahuasca, but from a different point of view, because I saw a lot of people doing it and thinking it's this magic tool that it's gonna, you know, make you realize what's the purpose of your life, or like all your traumas will disappear. And I was always consider these people lazy, because I'm like, you need to do the work anyway. It's not just gonna disappear.
Which is true.
Yeah.
You were right. It's
And
not magical. You drink ayahuasca and
Yeah.
all your problems disappear.
Yeah. And then my brother decided to come last year. And I was actually really worried about him, because he wasn't really doing any work before. And I was asking for his intention, and he decided to come because of his breakup. And that breakup was really, really bad, and he suffered so much. And he was coming, he's like, I think this is gonna help me to find out. And I'm like, okay, but you still need to do the work. And he's like, no, I understand. And he went, and yeah, the person he came back with the light, I was like, oh wow, like what happened? And then I felt this calling to come as well. So I wrote you an email, and I came.
The thing is that we do all the work also. It's
Yeah.
not just that the group is drinking ayahuasca.
Yeah,
You
I
are
just
learning all the techniques during the workshops to see yourself.
Yeah, and that was also the difference, because when you compare it with other retreats, you know, I am very judgmental of people who decide to have ayahuasca and just to get high, and there is no intention of it. And I know a lot of people in Amsterdam who are organizing ayahuasca ceremonies because it's not a ceremony. They literally just go to dunes and get high. And then I'm like, but what did you get out of it? How are you gonna implement the insights? And they cannot even explain, because the intention was just to get high. So but now, you know, to see what is your approach, it's completely different, and it has an intention to heal. So, yeah.
Yeah, ayahuasca will enhance everything you are learning during the workshops. If not, of course, you discover things, you have insights, but what to do with all of that? And you need to have an intention. You need to want to evolve, to improve, to change whatever you cannot change without techniques. So the intention is very important, but if you are going to a party retreat or ceremony without a structure, it's because you don't want healing, you don't want transformation, you want touch and go. For example, I reject a lot of applications because sometimes people tell me that they are having suicidal thoughts, they are depressed, they are consuming drugs, and they are suffering, but this will help me, the retreat. And I ask, but did you do any type of psychotherapy before coming here? I don't believe in that. Why I will pay somebody to tell what I already know? Which is not like that. A good psychologist will help you, will teach you technique, you will understand the causes of the trauma you are experiencing here. Because if not, you cannot quit the antidepressants, the drugs. Come here, you open the Pandora box, and then what? It's too much. You need to be stable without medicines, minimum 3 months before coming here. So it's not that I quit. You need supervision from your doctor. You need to be stable, means that you need to work with the psychotherapist to be stable. Because if not, you come here, you drink ayahuasca, and ayahuasca is an amplifier. You can become completely manic, for example, or completely depressed. That's why we need to do the right thing. I know sometimes people want to come, I am in a hurry, I need help. Okay, but do the process. If you do the process, eventually you can come. But we need to do the right thing. Because if not, what you are reading, that in some places there are accidents, or some people, you cannot drive crazy because you drink ayahuasca. But if you have psychiatric issues, and you are taking medicines or taking drugs, and you don't do the proper process, of course there will be problems. And it's not magic at all. You have to work hard, and only you can do the work. Nobody can give it to you. This retreat was very interesting. We have 4 people from India. No, we always have somebody from India, but 4 altogether. And another mixture, well, you from Palestine, we have people from Turkey, Korea, a very good and interesting mixture of people. And did you see what happened at the end? We are all friends, we get along, nobody is judging, criticizing, you can be yourself. Why do you think this is happening?
I think we all have the intention to heal ourselves. I mean, that's the reason that we're here. We all have that. We all have the same goal, and we all have our differences that we have to kind of look at. I think it's the healing that we want to get, and we're all on the same page. We're all on the same wavelength, as far as healing goes. And I think that is the thing that's bringing us together, that we're healing at the same time. We're sharing our fears, our weaknesses, our dark sides, and that too with stranger. I think I'm comfortable sharing my story. I'm like an open book. I don't care. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I share it with everybody. If I'm hurting, people can read it on my face. So this is a very good place to come and share. And I think, like I said, we all have the same goal to heal, and that's where we're able to be open and come together. It doesn't matter what religion, what sex, what background you come from, and
So we are connected from our hearts.
we are absolutely connected. Yes, yes.
So you mentioned that you had issues with your health in the
Yes.
past.
Yes.
Would you like to talk a little about it?
Sure. In '92, well, my sister got married. She and I are very close. We used to live together. She got married, and I was on my own, and I was actually very sad. And I said, I've lost her. And of course, all my friends are all getting married and whatnot. And here is Maggie, who's by herself, and she's, where is she at and whatnot. So things were looking kind of dark for me. And at the same time, I also had other issues with my parents that were there, constantly telling me, you should do this and you should do that, even though I'm not living at home anymore, and all that other past stuff kind of creeps up and whatnot. So I was thinking of just ending it and just killing myself. I even made my phone calls to everybody, and I'd said, bye and whatnot. And at that time there was a wedding I had gone to, and then I said, okay, after that, I'll just end everything. But I actually became very, very sick. So sick that, like I couldn't go to work. I had a severe headache, and I had fever and whatnot. I went to the hospital a couple of times, and they didn't know what it was. They said, "Oh, you just got fever. You just maybe have a hangover from the wedding or something, because you drank too much," which we did, dancing on the table and all that. So I said, okay, fine. But no, it persisted, and I ended up in the hospital. I I had meningitis, viral encephalitis, which is the inflammation of the spinal cord and the lining of the brain. And it was so bad that I had seizures, and I went into a coma. I went into a coma for about 27 days. And I mean, they thought I'd die. And they found some dark spots in my brain. They wanted to drill into my brain to take a sample of it. But they gave, at that time, my sister and my brother-in-law, we were very close. So, and they looked after me while I was in the hospital. So they had the power of attorney over my health, even though my parents were there. But they don't know me. They don't know me. They don't know how I live. My sister and my brother-in-law knew. So they had the power of attorney to make that decision. And so my parents came to the hospital, and my sister and my brother-in-law were there, and the doctor came up and he said, "This is what we'd like to do. We'll give you, the family, some time to think about drilling a hole, and what, because she could either die, she can be a vegetable, or she could be paralyzed from neck down for the rest of her life." So that was a big blow to my sister and my brother-in-law, and so they said, no, we'll think about it, we'll talk about it. A few days later, the doctor came and said, "What have you decided?" And they said, "Well, can you give us a little more time? Her birthday is just around the corner, and we'll make the decision on her birthday, because let her birthday pass." So my birthday came, and I came out of my coma. And but I was paralyzed from neck down, but I was alive. And after that, it was just like recovering and all that, but there was still crap in my system, like in my head. My parents used to come and see me, and I don't mind them coming saying, it's just the things that they say, like negative things, like if I had the TV in my room, they said, "Well, why are you wasting your money with TV? Why don't you do something else?" Like I said to them, it's my money. If I want to spend it the way I want, because he was controlling in that way too. When we were growing up, when we went to work, we had to give him the paycheck. That's it. So we didn't get anything, but whatever. It's done. It's, but all this thing was coming up, and I went through the recovery by seeing a psychiatrist, a psychologist. I went, did therapy and all that. I did that. And the doctor said that when I came out of the hospital to go to the rehab hospital, I asked, well, because I was paralyzed from neck down, is this for life or what? He says, it could be for life. I don't know. And I said, okay, don't have to say anymore, because I'm going to come back walking. And I did. I went back to the hospital walking, because all those nurses that were there, they were so helpful. They became good friends too.
So you recovered the desire to live.
Yeah.
Because of this illness.
Yeah. Yeah. And I had very strong anxiety, fear attack when I was in recovery. Really, I was afraid of life. I would get up in the middle of the night crying. And Nancy would say, "Why? Why?" I said, I'm afraid. What are you afraid of? And I did a lot of meditation. That really helped me to recover faster. I used to meditate in the evening, in the morning, before going to bed, and when I get up in the morning. So that helped me a lot. And that's when I got into the spirituality and trying to find something that can show me, that can teach me how to live an enlightened, blissful life. And whenever I work out of the house, so when I'm working, I always got to have something, either music or some talk, positive talk, spiritual talks going on while I'm working. And that's how I discovered my guru, on YouTube. And I went to his ashram, and I listened to him all the time. I listen to him in the morning before I start my work, and I listen to him at night before I go to bed. So it helps him because he comes live and he gives us discourses on life's lessons.
In my opinion, I believe that the problem was that you have a lot of negative voices before. Not only your parents, also your own
Yes.
negativity.
Absolutely, yes.
24/7.
Yes.
And the result was, I don't want to live anymore.
Yes.
For what? Is everything so negative,
Yes.
so dark
Mm.
and fearful?
Yes.
So you have that. And then now you said, I need to have all the time positive voices talking,
Yes.
which is very powerful. But now what you have to do, in my opinion,
Yeah.
is you have to be yourself talking to you all the time positive. You have inside of you your own voice giving you yourself power.
And you know what? It's happening. It's happening ever since I've done the ayahuasca.
Mhm.
It's telling me. My own voice is telling me, yes. And when negativity creeps in, no. We're not
But now
gonna
you
do
can
that.
be independent of the
Yes.
voices outside,
Yes.
good ones or bad ones,
Right.
because now you have the one inside.
Yes.
And you said to yourself what you need to listen. For example, after the first ayahuasca ceremony, you were ready to escape the retreat.
Second, actually, after
The
the second one.
what
yeah.
happened? Can you explain us why you wanted to escape?
It was actually, it's the feeling I got. First of all, losing my bladder, because since my illness, that's the last part that has come back. And it's because of you. I'll tell you why. Because when I registered and I was taking that one pill a day, and you said you have to be off of it, and I'm saying, oh
The
my
pill
God,
is for what? Because people
to
don't know.
control the bladder.
Hmm.
Okay.
So you ask your doctor if you really need to take this pill or you can quit it.
I asked, like, I'm going on this retreat and I don't want it interfering with this plant medicine. So she says, well, if you want to quit, you can. But then I thought to myself, how am I going to do this? I said, well, I'll just have to wear diapers. That's all I can do. I can get off of it, but I'll wear diapers for a couple of months until, I'm done and whatnot. So I said, okay, fine, I'll do that. I've done that for 5 years, wearing diapers, because I had no control, including my bowels, and I've lost it many times. And that was the most frustrating part on the last healing. So after you said that, I said, I'm going to do this. Okay, so I said, okay, I'll quit. I'll quit on my own. I didn't even tell the doctor, even though you said, go see the doctor. I didn't. So anyways, I went to see an Ayurvedic doctor. I believe in Ayurveda, totally. They're so good, so it's natural and everything. And I talked to her, this is what I mean. She says, oh yeah, we can take you off. She says, you don't have any problem. It's just a physical. You just need to remove the toxins, and which we did, and you will be off the pill. And I was off the pill. She helped me with the panchakriya that she did on me. It was one of those where it's the enema cleansing from the back end,
Mm-hmm.
and giving me something to have orally. And she did this for 5 days. Liberating.
And now you control your...
Yeah, my
Yes.
bladder and everything is in control. So that's why when I lost it, that made me feel down.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't feeling right, and that made me dirty and be embarrassed because there were other people there too, right? That's why I said, no, I don't think so, I'm going to do this anymore. But no, you said no. I called my nephew and he says, Masi, you came all this way and you wanted to do this so badly, you can't quit. And then of course I have all these people supporting me and saying, no, you can't quit now. So
And now you can control.
I have control. I
Yes.
have control.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So what was the insight? What did you learn? What did you discover about this? That you didn't need to escape. If
No.
you escape again, what will happen?
Yeah, no, I have to face my fear, and I will not let any negativity to come near me. Like if somebody's going to criticize me or throw something negative at me, I'm not going to take it.
But the main enemy it was you.
It was me. I have
Even
to
when
learn.
you said, no, I need to escape, that was the enemy inside of you, because you will not recover your power
Right.
if you escape.
Yeah.
That the same when you wanted to kill yourself, you wanted to escape.
Yeah.
You were not going to resolve the problem.
No.
And now you stay and you prove that you can. You
Yes.
have power.
Yes, I do.
But I think you were never talking to yourself in this way. I have power. I will connect my mind with my body. I think you were disconnected. Do you think you were disconnected?
Absolutely, yes.
Can you
Yes.
explain how? Why?
I think I think a lot has to do with my childhood. Growing up, my father, very negative, very negative. Like he would be critical, and I was critical too as an adult. I learned it from that. I think, whether it comes to dressing, whether it's come to eating, whether it's come to the way you talk, very critical, very judgmental, very negative.
So you learned very early in your life powerless, to be powerless.
Yes, and he made us that way. No self-esteem.
Mhm.
No self-esteem.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then you continue doing it to yourself
Yes.
until now,
Until now.
until right.
Until right now, yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
So how you started to change the program, you changed the channel inside of you,
Yeah.
and you started to connect with your own power. For your power, do what you want, not
Yeah.
what you don't want.
That's right. And you have helped me to connect with my inner child. I like that. Because she's the one that's kind of guiding me and showing me.
Mhm.
Yes.
For example, when I saw you walking, it called my attention that you walk
Like a zombie?
like you were drunk. No?
Yeah.
Like in any moment you will fall. It's like, and just to tell you that completely changed the way you walk. It's
Yeah.
like you were not aware how you were walking.
Right. True.
Only to tell you, you changed it immediately.
Yeah.
So you needed somebody to tell you something so simple.
Yeah.
Connect with your feet in the floor, feel the floor, you have roots. Something so simple, so little, and you change it immediately.
Yeah.
The
Because
power come back.
light came on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just, imagine, with very little, you
Yeah.
did a lot.
Yeah.
So this is very helpful
Yes.
that you have this attitude.
Yes.
You took it and you do something very good.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you.